What is going on, Islanders fans? Matt O'Leary back with a video here for Up the Turnpike. Excited to get into this one as it seemed like Alex Romanov went out of his way to defend Ruslan Iskhakov, who is no longer with the New York Islanders, is back in the KHL. So let's give the full context. Alex Romanov was on a podcast. They were speaking Russian. I'm assuming it's a Russian podcast. But there are translations and clips going around with, English captions. So there are a few things that Alex Romanov said that I think were telling about the New York Islanders and specifically the situation that went on with Ruslan when he was here with the Islanders. This actually started after Ruslan scored an insane goal over for CSKA Moscow, who is his team over in the KHL. He's been good so far, 3 points in 3 games played, including that monster goal. I just showed you guys a really impressive showing there. But now his time is back over in the KHL. For some context, he was the second round pick by the New York Islanders in 2018. And he spent 2 years with the Bridgeport Islanders, 51 points in 69 games in his first season. Last year, 50 points in 69 games. So again, just impressive showing the last couple of years, or it might have been 60 games, excuse me. But he played in one game with the Islanders last year in the regular season, had an assist in that game, also played during the playoffs in a game, but didn't look all that spectacular in the playoffs. Now he's gone. All right, so pretty good numbers in the AHL, just 24 years old, only one game in the NHL. He's not coming back. He did not re-sign with the Islanders as a restricted free agent. Instead, he goes back to Russia. Why? Well, Alex Romanov shared his thoughts on that. And the first quote that I'll show you is something that he says, essentially, you have to have a relationship with the GM and the coach. Now, this gives me one of two things. Number one, either he did not get along with Lou Lamoriello, or Lou Lamoriello didn't like something about Ruslan, or that could mean maybe the coaching staff. Is it going back to when Lane Lambert was here? Is it Patrick Waugh? Just something that is batted around a little bit. And again, that was the first initial red flag that went out, is that it had, you have to be in the good graces of the general manager and the coach. Okay. The second part is he says they didn't give him a chance. They just kept him in the AHL. That's true. He didn't get a chance in the NHL. And a lot of people have been critical of the Islanders not giving their younger players enough of a chance. And, Ruslan getting one game before going back to his home country is a little disappointing. I would have liked to see him stick around a little bit longer. And, I have my own thoughts on why the Islanders didn't believe in him or didn't give him a chance. And he finished it up by even saying, have you seen him? He's absolutely an NHL level player. Clearly, Romanov has the back of his former teammate, someone that he knows well. And I'm not really surprised to see that or hear that. The Russian guys are always very close, like Sorokin and Romanov are close, Varley and Sorokin are close. So I would imagine that when he was around, they got to know each other. Not that Iskhakov was around for a whole lot. He was an AHL guy versus an NHL guy, but still felt a type of way about the player and felt maybe about the situation as well, that the Islanders maybe didn't do right by him. Now, the biggest reason why I don't think he got a real chance, or why the Islanders don't believe in him, is because he's small. He's listed at 5'8", 170 pounds, and that might be a little bit generous. He's a small player. Now, there's been examples of small players coming into the league and succeeding. Johnny Gaudreau, rest in peace. Martin St. Louis are just a couple of guys who pop out right off the top of your head. But while I know what you might be thinking, and I'm going to get to it here in a second, the thing that frustrates me with this, yes, he's small, and the chances of him, panning out at the next level might not be crazy high because of his size, but Lou Lamoriello drafted him. Lou Lamoriello was well aware of Ruslan Iskhakhov's size when he took him in the second round in 2018. See, when Josh Ho-Sang, his tenure ended up ending with the New York Islanders when Lou Lamoriello was here. Okay, Lou didn't draft him. Maybe he felt a certain way on him. He doesn't really owe him as much as someone who he went out of his way to select. Like, again, it's not lining up. If, oh, we're not going to give this guy a chance in the NHL, we just view him as an AHL guy because of his size. Well, again, it's going to sound like a broken record, but you knew what it was when you drafted him. That was his first draft in 2018. The Islanders had 4 picks in the first 2 rounds, and that was one of the guys that they selected. So this whole thing I just thought was strange. Again, I don't know if that speaks to what Lou Lamoriello's relationship is like with the players, if that's a problem, or, you know, if it's the coach, or if it's just this specific instance, but not ideal. And in Lou Lamoriello's Islanders and just in his career, it's rare that information like this gets out. So I'm sure that Romanov's going to get a little slap on the wrist here. I don't think he's going to like that very much. But anyway, I just thought I would share as that was circulating the internet. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time.
If you like that, make sure to subscribe to Up the Turnpike on Patreon for more exclusive New York Islanders content.